Good people, today we'll be doing a revision on functions where we'll be focusing on the exponential graph. Now, this is one of the previous question papers that were being set. So now on this question, we have that f at x is equals to p into x, where p is what? It's greater than 0. So if p is greater than 0, meaning p is what? It's positive. That's what it means. And now in sketch below, which is this function here, and then we have a point p where it's negative 3 maps to 27 over 8, and this is a point on f, which is this point that is right here. And then now we are having question number 1, which is 2.1. It's saying show that p is 2 over 3. Now we are having a function of f at x where we have p into x, where we have a point where negative 3 maps to 27 over 8. Now we need to substitute our y is 27 over 8, which is f at x, and then p into x, which is a negative 3. Now from here, since we see that our p is negative here, and then our exponent here is also positive. So if I can times this with negative 1 and then times this with negative 1, remember now, if I'm timesing this with negative 1, I'm making a reciprocally of this thing. And then this is going to times this, and then it's going to make this exponent become positive. So here, this is just going to be 8 over 27, but this, it's going to times this and this, which is going to make p into 3. I hope you understand that one. And then from here, I can make a cube root of 3 and then make a cube root of 3 on both sides. Remember, what I did on the left hand side here, I need to do it on the right hand side also, so that you can satisfy both sides. And then from there, p is what? If you find the cube root of 8 over 27, you're gonna find what? 2 over 3. So my p is 2 over 3. I've already shown. Remember, they've already told me to show. Now guys, very important, if you didn't show this, make sure on the second question you are using what they've told you. Now you know that p is 2 over 3. If you didn't manage to show it, make sure on the second question you do the p that they already gave it to you. Now let's do 2.2. 2.2, now they're saying let's write the inverse of what? Of f. So remember now my f at x is what? It's 2 is equals to 2 over 3 into x. This is my f function. So now doing the inverse, I must introduce y. So remember, this is going to be f, then into y is equals to 2 over 3 into x. Now inverse into x, interchange of x and y, and then now remember, I need to make y the subject. So y, it's going to be log base, which is this base, 2 over 3 of x. Therefore my inverse of this is just log of 2 over 3 of x. So this is the inverse function of this question. Now 2.3, now it's saying sketch the inverse that indicate the intercept with the x-axis. Now the inverse of this function, I hope you see how does the function look, but the inverse of this, just gonna draw a rough sketch here, which is going to be my 2.4. This is going to be my Cartesian plane. Just gonna draw it with another color. So now this is my f at x. So now my inverse, now it's gonna look like this. This is going to be my inverse function of what? Of f. So now remember, the inverse is an interchange of x and y. If I can draw you the original function here, it's this one. Like they already told us there, it's this one. Now the interchange of x and y in terms of the points, the point here, this point is going to be somewhere around here, where now it's going to be put this. Now remember, x it's going to be y, y it's going to be x, x is going to be y. So my point here it's going to be 27 over 8 maps to -3. This is now going to be the interchange of x and y, which is the inverse that I'm looking for. And then this one, remember, is just 1 map to 0. I hope you can see that one. Now 2.4, it's saying now the graph of h is obtained by reflecting about the y-axis. Now why the reflection in terms of the y-axis? Now remember, the reflection of y-axis, you change the reflection of y-axis. What is changing if you're reflecting the y-axis? The x-axis are going to change if we are reflecting on the y-axis. Now remember, now we are having this inverse, because we're going to reflecting what, or reflecting the f. So we're giving the f, which is the original function, which is what, which is 2 over 3 into x, and then they're telling us that the inverse or the reflection of h is going to be the reflection about y-axis. Now remember, if we reflect about the y-axis, x needs to change, so it's going to be 2 over 3. Now x is going to be negative into the negative x. Now remember, this is what the reciprocal of whatever that we have here. So if you can continue from here, you can leave it like that, it's fine, but it's 3 over 2 into what, into x. Now this is what oh, now they already told us that you must write your answer in the positive exponent. That's how we write the answer in a positive exponent. This negative telling us that something that is inside here, they're going to change their reciprocality in terms of this. It's going to be, at the top is going to be a numerator, numerator is going to be on the denominator. That's what that is telling us there. 2.5 now is telling us that for which values of x were this is going to be what, less than 0. Now the function, it's going to be what, less than 0. Now it's very important. Now let me draw just a rough sketch of this. Remember, now this is this, they are talking about this function here. Now this is 3 over 2, 3 over 2 into x. This is the h at x. This function, they are telling us about the logarithm of this function, meaning the inverse function of this function that we just did here. Now the inverse function of this is going to be this one. It's going to be looking like this. You can grow it also and look at the inverse. First find the inverse of this function and then also look for the graph. Now here it's going to be 1 map 0. Now they're telling us, where is the function less than? Function is going to be less than on this point, on this part. But remember, now our function doesn't touch what? This doesn't touch 0. So it's from here to 0 to 1. So it's from 0, x and 1. But remember, we don't involve what? Don't involve what? 0. So we can say my function is less than 0 and also greater than 1. So this is the 2.3 or the 2.5, the question that's saying for each values of x with the log. This, remember, this it's an inverse of this reflection that we found here based on 2.4. It's very important that you understand that part. Thank you so much, guys. Umakebalo. If you did enjoy this video, guys, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Umakebalo.